My name is Jody Stewart, and I work with New Jersey Resource Project and their sister organization, New Jersey Organizing Project. Prior to Superstorm Sandy, I worked in the marina trade for 25 years, believe it or not, selling bait and tackle from the bay to up the Mullica River, and I enjoyed it very much till after Superstorm Sandy, where businesses basically fell apart. There are plenty of people out there who are screaming they're going to ruin our view, our pristine view. And then there's people who say you aren't going to see it. I'm going to be honest with you all. You are going to see the offshore wind turbines, but then some days you're not going to see them so much. Then there are going to be those days that you won't see it at all. But the answer is yes, you will see them off in the distance.
You know, one of the biggest problems that we see with people who are opposed to the offshore wind projects has to do with the visibility and the location of the wind farms. And what they fear is that it will have a negative impact on tourism, and maybe even more significantly for second homeowners at the shore, is that their property values will decrease. We've seen in the surveys that while there is a minority of people that say being able to see the turbines will make their experiences at the shore worse, it is more than offset by the number of people who will continue to come to the beach and who actually look at the wind farms as a positive influence because it's part of the global efforts that New Jersey has decided to participate in to address climate change and to increase the amount of renewable energy and get us off fossil fuels. University of Rhode Island professors that did a study, they did research, and it turned out that after the wind farm was up and running, tourism actually blossomed even more. It went up, and it's continued to stay up.
The process to develop offshore wind is long, and it's long by design. If we take the wind farm that is going to be built in New Jersey, that auction was held back in 2015. From that point, there have been a series of reviews, lots of opportunities for public input, and it's really developed as a process to take time to allow us to get it right. And that's the kind of way, that's the way we want it to be. We all need to know that we can be informed and we can be engaged. The more that we're engaged in the process, the better the process is going to be for community members. And that goes from the government process to the developer process, where the developer is working with the communities to ensure that there are the maximum amount of benefits to the communities where this power is coming in. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in offshore wind development. It shouldn't be seen as a threat to a community, but as an opportunity to work together to make sure that these are done in the best possible way.
You would have concerns if there was any big major change in your community, but I think that this is going to be a change and a force for good. I would rather have my home still be here in 20, 30, 50 years than otherwise. And if you have concerns about offshore wind, then come and claim your seat at the table. All of the stakeholders, people who live here, should have a voice in how this ends up panning out.
Good questions are going to make this industry better. So if you have real concerns and real questions, we do too, right? Like half of my job is addressing and digging into concerns and trying to figure out what experts do we need to bring to the table so that we can advance new solutions to these challenges. This is not simple, it's not straightforward, so it's okay to be skeptical. I would say bring your questions to the table, but keep an open mind, because if we are saying no to offshore wind, we're saying yes to something else. We're saying yes to something that very likely has more significant detrimental impact to wildlife. So let's make sure that we're raising questions, but that we're understanding it's not offshore wind or nothing. We're trying to solve a problem here, so we need to do something.
Something we haven't seen before. It changes the optics and the aesthetics. So I would recognize that anything different can be scary. They actually add to the habitats and the biodiversity, so it's a good thing.
The offshore wind farms going on right now is not the answer. It's not the whole answer. It's not going to stop climate change, but it's one step to saving our communities. It's one step, and we have to do it now. We cannot wait another 20 years. You tell my grandchildren they have to wait 20 years to start seeing major changes in this life. It's not for me, it's for the future generations.
That's why the just move away or just move somewhere else line doesn't work. The generations that came before us are the ones who built this place, and they built it for us, and it's now our task to protect it. This place has so much history, it has so much hard work that went into making it what it is and what makes it such an amazing place to live. And so now it's our responsibility to protect it.